To do the surgery, you have to stop the bleeding. This is something I've been able to learn in the last few months of my life, and I felt like I just had to share it. So what that means is, for you to be able to make change in your life, you have to stop certain things that are bleeding you out in your life right now, draining your energy, giving you a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety and just so many different things that trouble you. It makes it very hard for you to make that change that you really need in your life. Now, going back to the whole topic, right? Why do you have to stop the surgery if a person is bleeding, right? Why do you have to stop the bleeding first before you do the surgery? Well, there's a couple of three things that can happen, right? If a person is bleeding out on the surgeon's table or whatever it might be, and they're trying to do the surgery, the person will end up bleeding out and dying before they even actually solve the problem. So it's the same thing in your life. If you're going through certain challenges in your life right now and you're trying to make certain change, you will be drained out of energy with all the other different stresses that are happening in your life. If you're in a negative relationship, if you're in a bad business deal, you're not going to be able to move forward with that thing holding you down. So that's why you have to stop the bleeding. Otherwise, you'll not be able to even survive after the surgery itself. Now, the other second thing is it will distract you from what you need to change. If a patient is bleeding out, the doctor is not going to focus so well on the actual surgery that patient might need. They usually cannot do both at the same time. It's almost impossible. So that's why you have to be able to, first of all, deal with that negative thing, get it out of the equation, so you can be able to focus your energy into the positive parts of your life, the thing that you want to be able to make change, the different business strategies, tactics you want to be able to implement. Maybe you want to be able to focus into a certain career path in your life. You cannot let that negative thing keep holding you down. It'll be very hard to focus on both at the same time. And here is the final one. Even if the surgery is successful, even if you're able to fix that thing, even if you're able to patch that thing, but you're still bleeding out the entire time, you will not have the energy to carry on for what needs to happen. So let's say, for example, the doctors work very hard. They end up fixing the person's heart, whatever was going on, but they were bleeding out somewhere else in their body. Something was happening, a complication. What's going to end up happening? The heart itself has been fixed, but now the heart has to work so hard to pump blood to somewhere that is bleeding out. So what ends up happening? The person ends up dying on the table still. So that negative thing that you're trying to ignore and saying you'll deal with it later, it will come back because it's still draining your energy. And when you finally find that thing you've been looking for, finally be able to get into the career you've been going in your life, finally you get into a relationship that you really want to be in, but you have that negative relationship that was draining your energy the entire time, you'll end up lashing out on someone who never was supposed to receive that negative end. You end up basically not performing well at your career if you're still in a negative mindset when you go there. It will not end up changing the situation. It will end up creating a new problem. So for you to do the surgery, you have to stop the bleeding. For you to be able to make a change in your life, you have to be able to deal with the negative stuff that's happening around you and get that out of the way so that you can be able to focus on the opportunity that's standing right in front of you. And this is something that I've been able to learn in the last 8 months because I've been praying and I was praying that what do I need to do? What changes do I need to make? Something is off. And I just kept on trying to push stuff and try to do stuff. While the answer itself was very simple. You need to stop what was negative and then focus on the positive part. And that was what was able to help me turn around my 2019. And I hope it'll help you be able to get back on your wheel, on your whatever you're on right now, and be able to even finish it stronger. Thanks for watching. Peace out.